Hello, hello, hello. I just finished doing the last watercolor exercise of this book, and I wanted to do a thorough review now of this book and what I thought. And let me tell you, first of all, it's a very beautiful book. This cover is beautiful, just beautiful. Very thick paper. I believe the back is the same. Very thick paper. I did finish all the exercises, but I think I would like to go back and do some of the, I think there were some, no, see, I didn't do this. That would be pretty. I'd like to try and do that. Maybe try and do that. Very, very nice. This book, the watercolor exercise, oh, I'd like to do that. The watercolor exercises in this book from the beginning to end, and I will go through and show you everything and do a sketchbook tour of what I did. The exercises were really, really great. They started out small, really good information on watercolors, brushes, and to get you started if you're a beginner. I think this is a great book for beginners. I think it's a great book for intermediates. I think it's a great book for people who are who've been painting for years, just to go back and do the simple exercises. And that's what happened to me. I always thought, no, I don't need to do all these beginning exercises. I don't need to do that. Mixing colors, color wheels, and things like that, because I'm kind of intermediate, that I thought. So I bypassed a lot of the beginning exercises in a lot of books that I have. And I saw someone else that had done them, and I thought, oh my goodness, something hit me, and I wanted to do the same thing, so I did. And I've been collecting watercolor exercise books, and this is my second one. And I just realized that I didn't show you my exercises from the first book. So I might do that. I don't know if I have them, because I got hit by Helene and I lost all of my finished work. So I don't think I have that sketchbook. But that first book did help me through the PTSD from Helene, but that's enough of that. I highly recommend this book. I think the exercises in here are just phenomenal, and I will show you what I did on my exercises. So I started with this. I bought these books, and I thought they were so cute, and they're perfect. And here is I started painting calm on 12/3/24, and these are pressure exercises with the watercolor brushes. And this is just so much fun to do, whether you're intermediate, whether you've been painting for years. It's just something to get you back in. And what I did was I started also doing these watercolor exercises the first thing in the morning, so that would get my watercolor juices going for everything else for the rest of the day too. So that's what I like to do. So that's what I was doing. And then, practice wet on wet, color on color. There's a lot of practice stuff in here, but it was fun. There was the timing one there, and I would also write my little notes too on what I did. And then this was one of my most favorite ones, is making planets. This was so much fun, and I told you what colors I used to make the planets. This was the value study, where you would take the paint and then just keep adding water. That was fun. Love that. Did the color wheel, neutralizing. You also notice that you're going to make mistakes as well. So I gave myself license to make mistakes. I don't know what was going on here, but that's part of it. It's part of learning. So that was that. And you'll see, I didn't do that great in a lot of these lessons, but at least I did them. And it gave me, it's just the more you do, the better you get. Here we were doing mushrooms. Here we were creating color swatches. Sienna and Scarlet. Oh, I love doing these different colors together. Those look so good together, don't they? And then limiting your palette. Just 2 shades of olive green, 4 shades of Quin Violet. Tell a story through color. So this is the same painting, but with happy pink and moody blue. And you could tell just by the colors alone, you can change your story through the color. Very interesting. Oh, there's a pelican, just flew by. We did explorations with cacti. I think I did this with Christmas. I don't know what that was about. I can't remember. Simplify shapes, leaving details to the imagination. I don't have to name these things, but just by the shapes, you know what they are. And then we started doing better shapes through moths and butterflies. And I really liked this so much that I said, you know what, I gotta do better. And I did another one of moths and butterflies. Sometimes if you like the lesson, do it over and over and over again, you know? And I really liked the wet on wet with the white Posca. So I did that. Be inspired. Practice everyday nature you can find outside. And that was fun. Oh, this was using buff titanium after I did the, I think it was burnt umber, but practicing tiny thin lines, spots not touching, giving an illusion. Look at this. Just interesting things of trying to portray nature with just colors, you know, pressed flowers and different colors on one brush tip as we go down. But yeah, okay, I said that I struggled drawing the leaves on each one, but if I look at this, so you're doing repeat motifs, I could see that I struggled doing symmetry with these leaves, but I still like the way they look. Oh my God, look at the way these leaves look. Look at this leaf. I love that leaf. I love this leaf. I think it's the Daniel Smith. After a while, I started to figure out my motif style. Yes, look at these leaves. I mean, I love these. I love these. And you know I love to do leaves. And then patterns. And this was another class. This was a class with sketchbook school. So then here's where I learned one of my greatest lessons doing this painting com book. So I started doing these. And I started noticing that, you know what? I think I could have done better with these pairs. And I realized that this paper is cellulose paper, and I wasn't really liking it. Wasn't granulating, or it wasn't, I wanted it to bloom more, especially here. And I was like, yeah, it's not blooming. So what do you think I did? I said, let me get some really, really good watercolor paper. I've been doing sketchbooks, so I have a ton of just blocks of paper and that I bought. So I had the Aquarelle Fabriano 100% cotton, and I made this out of that watercolor paper, and it's really, really good watercolor paper. And I thought, if I'm going to do watercolor exercises, I need to do it on really good paper. So that's what I did, and I made this. And so what I did, I redid the pairs, and I really like the way they turned out. I don't know if you can see. I like the way they turned out much better. Yes, much better. So yes, so then I started doing watercolors exercises in this book, and that's what I'm going to do from now on. Once this runs out, I did signatures, and I did the Copic stitch, and I just like the plainness of this with just cardboard. I think the more I use this, the more I play around with this, it'll just get, worn in. But I love this. I just want to make sure we're in here so you can see. Where's my little Wolfie? There he is. And then, so I redid this on good watercolor paper, Painting Com. So Fabriano Aquarelle Cold Press 100% cotton. Yes. So there we go. So then we started doing composition. Not so great. I wrote myself notes in here and things like that. Static and dynamic compositions. I liked this one. I like this one. I like these colors together too. But yes. And then rule of thirds, landscape, floral, you know, rule of thirds. Where do you want to put your large image? Things like that. Symmetry. This is a mirror. This is curved. This is triangle. And this I created myself. I call it the corner symmetry, which is my favorite. And look at that. It's just that Daniel Smith paint. I'm telling you, it just looks so fabulous. And then we did foliage, which you know I love my foliage. Love foliage. And I think I do better with the micron. Once you add micron, I think I can do so much better. If I would have done micron with this, it would have looked so much better. But let the brush do the job for you for the leaf shape, which I do. I've been practicing that a lot. And then here, winter, using one color. I think it was Payne's Gray, but different shades because of the water that you use. Then we did spring, summer. Not crazy about this. Light, we did light to dark, summer, autumn. You know, I think I struggled with winter, summer, and spring, even though it looked easy trying to get the colors to bloom. Yep. So that was that. Then we did the leaf mandala, which is on the cover, which was my favorite. One of my very, very favorites. I just love that. Maybe I'll redo it again. And maybe that'll be the mandala I do to hang up. But you know, I'm getting better. Painting trees. This is one of my favorites. You know, I mean, this was a favorite, and it tells you step by step what to do. We did the maple, did the pine. So much fun. That was one of my favorites. Palm tree. I really like. Palm trees are not my favorite thing to paint, but I really like the way these ones turned out. You know. Painting a misty forest, did that. Painting flowers, using your hand movements, studies of different flowers, and detailed views. This was buttercups. Oh, I just loved the way these buttercups turned out. I really did. Ooh, really pretty. Sunflowers. I like the color combination here. My version per a reference photo. Roses are very hard for me. I don't really do roses. But I did it for the exercise. You know. And I was really getting into the buff titanium. That's why I got more buff titanium, because I really like this. Anemone. I liked the anemone. I loved the daisy. See, here I am with my buff titanium. Just loving mixing that buff titanium with the cobalt blue. Oh yes, oh yes. Yes, this is my favorite from the flower project. Iris, I am not, my very least favorite flower to draw or paint. I will avoid it at all times if I can, but not too bad. Not too bad. Not crazy about these either. I know. Bloom composition. Okay, and then this was just a composition. We did movement, change the perspective. I really like that one. That's kind of nice. And then using light, loving the blooming, bringing focus to one area. I got sidetracked by these two colors. They seem almost exactly alike. So you're kind of bringing focus to another area by bringing a lighter color over there, or, you know, like Queen Gold, things like that. And I was getting sidetracked because I got Payne's Gray and Sodalite, and then I had to do, this was my own experiment. Payne's Gray, Sodalite, Kyanite Genuine. You can tell Kyanite has a little shiny Sparkles, Shadow Violet, and Moon Glow. These two are older. I've had these for several years, I think since 2022. And maybe that's why they're not blooming or whatever here. But you see how Payne's Gray and Sodalite are so much alike. I should check out their the numbers on those. And then I did a golden hour. I did a video. This video was fun. Look for that video. And then the last one, this video, I did a video on this too. The last exercise was this mandala. So yes, this is what I did. This was my sketchbook tour of painting, the Painting Com book. I thoroughly enjoy this. And I'm going to save it. And in a few years from now, I'm going to do it again. I'm going to go through all my books. I keep adding to my watercolor exercise books. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 10. I think 10 or 11. So once I go through one, I put it at the end, and I'll go through. It's just like my DVDs, and I'll go through them again. So when did I start this? I want to see, how long did it take me to do? So I started Painting Com on 12/3/24, and I ended on 3/3/25. Interesting. Oh, interesting. So about 4 months. 4 months to go through this book. I'm sure every book is going to be different. So, but that is that. I just wanted to share this with you, and how much I really thoroughly enjoyed this. Go out and get it if you want. There's a link in my description to if you want to order the book. Please do. And if you like this video, look at my other videos. I have many videos. I did several videos of lessons in here, and I do have a watercolor exercise playlist. I'll put that at the end here too if you want to do that. And thank you so much for being here with me today and reviewing this wonderful book by Inga Buvidavis. I'm not saying that correctly, but this was it's a gorgeous book to look at, and it's a fun, wonderful exercises to do. So please do that. Thank you, and I love you guys. Bye-bye.